Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here. Get ready for Gnosis. Well, let's check a very interesting area that you don't hear too much about anymore. And I don't know if things have settled down in this area. I kind of stepped out of this area after being involved in it for many years, and that's alien implants. Now, we do know that aliens that can make it to this reality physically, we're not talking about spooks and dimensions. We're talking about physical extraterrestrial. We have their crafts, many of them, and we have many of their bodies. They are real physical entities, and they are not unconquerable. Not to mention, they are very comfortable, and we have particle beam weapons and other things else that can easily destroy their crafts. So don't think that that is not what's happening. Of course, you don't know about that. Yeah, let's get a gun, Ben, and shoot at something. So the whole idea is that this kind of stuff that they give your average military troops is a kind of a joke. But let's remember alien implants where there could be a huge percentage of the human population that has been abducted. And of course, they use you for experiments and research like we do with animals. Why wouldn't you do this? They're trying to figure out this strange and bizarre world. And, Earth planets are very, very rare. Very few planets have reached the level that we have. So this is a curiosity in the universe, and it appears from all information that we have that extraterrestrials have taken Homo sapiens and manipulated them, who just kind of sprung out of nowhere. There were always man-like species here since the beginning of time. They didn't evolve from apes. There were man species here. Apes is a different species. This has been confirmed without a shadow of a doubt. So you can believe the other bozos if you want to, and on the crap they put in your books that, the same crap that we have no cures, we have no free energy, we have a toxic world that we've created and evil people. Believe them. That's right. They have a professor in front of them. Me got a degree. I got paper with name on it. So the whole idea is that if you follow that path, you're lost. So extraterrestrials are real. They've been coming here for literally millions of years. They don't have pitiful lifespans like we have. They live either immortally, they never die, they have put their consciousness in technologies, their physical bodies probably live for thousands of years, so they're not worried about it. So if something takes 100 years or 1,000 years, well, they're living that. They don't care. You plant the seed, you come back in 1,000 years after you watch all your favorite TV shows. So the whole idea is that this is how things work. Now, alien implants to track you have been out there for a long period of time. These also may be mixed in with using the traitorous humans to do similar things to other humans, but it's irrefutable that this has happened. They've found many physical implants. These physical implants are rarer and rarer because they've went to bioimplants, and the bioimplants, when taken out into oxygen, disappear. But the whole idea is you're being planted, and some people have all sorts of problems. A lot of people remember you got to remember there are millions or hundreds of millions of people who have been abducted, and a small percentage will have recall of what happened to them. Now, alien implants are very disruptive to your consciousness, your psychic energy, etc. So what we do is that we check for this. Now, I've been involved in this for many years when I lived next to one of the most active vortexes that there is, called Giant Rock, where there's huge amounts of extraterrestrial activity. Of course, you don't hear about that because they don't want you to know. Is that surprising? They're going to tell you to go look in the other direction while behind you what's happening. And ironically, there are huge military bases near this spot. So this is a well-known vortex area, extremely powerful and kind of ignored while people go to Sedona. And again, there's huge amounts of UFO activity there, or extraterrestrial. But I've been in contact. I've stopped a lot of abductions. We were given technology to use to stop the abductions, particularly by, at that time when I was active, were only these little gray types, which basically were nothing more than androids. They're not real people. You wouldn't send a real people or leave your society for hundreds of years, doesn't matter, and go into a hostile space, well, you would stay at home and you would send robots there. That's what we do right now and continue to do. So that's kind of what they are. They're androids, at least the ones that I ran into. It's a complicated subject and there's all sorts of types. But these typical grays, which can be tall, but most of the ones that I was in contact with were these 4 or 5 feet type, and these were nothing more than androids. And they weren't programmed to fight back. They weren't programmed to do anything except abduct and implant people and gather. So they are the android scientist types. And while they have defensive weapons on their crafts, and they do tend to use these on different people, and they can kill you with them, this is not something that they've been armed to do. Because most of the time they just beam into you. They go from a very non-physical into a physical reality to intermix with you. They don't have to. They use psychic manipulating technologies, and you are just zonked out. I mean, look what a hypnotist can do. Has anybody studied hypnotism? Well, it's quite amazing that they can take people and have them do all sorts of things, including put you between 2 chairs and stand on you, because they tell you you're now aboard. So if some little goofball like Krisky can do this, and so many other hypnotists I've seen, just really off the street hypnotists to a large degree, can do this to you, imagine what an advanced technology entity can do using their higher consciousness abilities, which are basically types of machines that instantly take control of your mind, that freeze you, that do whatever they want. So they don't have to carry around, this nonsense we see in movies. This is not about blowing things up and using guns. Now, when they run up against somebody who knows their game, they don't really know what to do about that. So if you do things right, you can keep them materialized and you can then take them out, which I have done on many occasions, at least 20 verified. These were androids that were taken out with physical weapons. Now, the whole idea is that they're just androids. That's all they are. So the whole idea is that they don't get that, but you can't affect these androids when they're in their non-physical state. But regardless of that, going back to that to clarify that, and I have no problems with that. People who somehow think this is jokey or weird, well, who cares what you think? Go to your doctor and get some more poison. Get in your automobile and generate poisons to kill the environment. Do what you're supposed to do, Wendigo filth. So that's how it is out there. Wendigo filth that most people are. Do it, baby. Who cares what your opinion is? So I'm proud of the work that I've done, and the only one to ever do it. So the whole idea is that these are realities. As a matter of fact, they based TV series on what I did, including First Wave and other shows, which are all based on me, including much of Stargate, SG-1, and of course Stargate Atlantis, who happened to come out at the same time I had my Atlantis organization, and you even used artwork similar to what I had. So this is the reality, people, and you can believe what you want. Truth is truth, baby. So the whole idea is that these implants can disrupt your whole consciousness and psychic abilities. So we check for this. We check for these implants, and I know how to disable these implants at a distance using my advanced, unique, and by the way, secret radionic technology. It ain't what you're getting in the public, people. So the whole idea is that this kind of things, I can disable these things and make sure they don't function, so they don't abduct you again, and they don't interfere with your bioconsciousness. So we check for that, but surprisingly, it is rare. I haven't ran into an implant case it's been about 2 years now. So it's very interesting. I don't know if they're less active or maybe they've kept them away from me or whatever is the reality to that. But this is pretty rare. And at this point. So, but we do check for it because these are major disruptions. There are people that have these implants and their life is not going well. They're having all sorts of problems. Well, not surprising, because you have an alien detection device in you of many spectrums of how these things work, but they're a tracking device, they're a homing device, they report back information, and they may be also interconnected with the military labs that are working with hostile extraterrestrials and all those buddies you pay huge amounts of taxes to so they can victimize you for their own personal gain. So, but this is a real phenomena that everybody has to understand. So hopefully that's clear. On to the next area we cover.